Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're here for UPBA Season 1, Week 3. This is my battle versus Manbird, coach of the Fort Wayne Gastrodons, I believe. I believe he goes into this game 1-1, and I'm going into it 0-2. I did make my transactions last week, though, so we do have those changes to this team. And I'm actually not 100% sure the sets I brought, but as you can see, I do have a Sneasels, Venusaur, Mudsdale, Florges, Delphox, and Haxorus. I know Specs Ninetales, I know I had Blizzard, Moonblast, Freeze Dry, and I'm pretty sure I had Ice Shard on there as well. My Venusaur was Synthesis, Leech Seed, Earthquake, Giga Drain, I want to say. I'm probably wrong about that, but that's what I'm guessing I was, looking what he has. Maybe I had Sludge Bomb over Leech Seed, unsure of what I had. Mudsdale, I'm pretty sure was just 3 attacks. No, it was Stealth Rock's Toxic, Rock Slide, Earthquake. Florges was Defog, Wish, Protect, Moonblast, I believe. Delphox, I'm pretty sure Delphox wasn't Scarfed. I think it might have been like Expert Belt or a Berry. I'm unsure of what exact. It was a Berry. It was the Ghost Resist Berry, so I could hopefully live a hit from like Mimikyu or a Shadow Ball from you at like +2. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I had 3 attacks. Toxic, I think. I'm not 100% sure. Sorry about this. I played this game a while ago. So yeah, and finally we do have Scarfed Haxorus with Earthquake, Rock Slide, Shadow Claw, and a 4th move. I'm so sorry, I just don't remember at all what I brought to this game. But anyway, let's get right into the battle. So as you can see, we are going to be challenged by Pokemon Trainer Manbird. And he is going to lead off with his... what is that? That is a Quillfish, as I lead off with my Ninetales. And my count says my Freeze Dry should just OHKO this Turn 1. So I'm just going to go ahead and click that. Not make any over predictions Turn 1. If I can get rid of Quillfish right here, that would be very nice. And yeah, I mean, that's my best play, I feel like, at this point. So I'm going to go straight for that, as he gets a Spike Up, revealing that he was Choice Scarf Quillfish, which, very interesting bring. I do believe he probably should have kept that around for later, as, you know, revealing that later would have been very important, I feel like, and it could have helped him out quite a bit. So yeah, so I'm pretty okay with that exchange. But now you're going to see Cobalion coming out, and I'm going to have to switch out, even though I'm pretty confident rocks are going up. I mean, I was locked into Freeze Dry, so I wasn't doing much there. But now he is going to go straight for rocks, and you can already tell he is trying to set himself up to just go for game later with Mew. I mean, that's in my opinion his best play. I mean, just getting like rocks and spikes damage on everything is pretty good for Mew mainly. But he does have a few other options to go for game with. I believe he goes Zapdos here, as I do go for my Stealth Rocks. As I was kind of questioning why he went Zapdos, of all things. Actually, Toxic here. Zapdos didn't make much sense to me at this point, so I was kind of wondering what he wanted to bring this in, since it looked like he couldn't exactly check my Mudsdale. But yeah, I mean, my best play at this point is definitely just to go for my Stealth Rocks or Rock Slide, I was thinking, but I figured this thing can't do too much, so I see no reason to not get rocks up here, since they are pretty free. So, as you can see, he does go for Agility, revealing this is definitely going to be Speed Passing Zapdos. And, yeah, well, and this is both good and bad. It's definitely bad, since this gives Mew a huge opportunity. It also kind of gives Cobalion an opportunity, if he can, you know, weaken some stuff into range a bit. But it also kind of is good, because it means Zapdos is pretty much, I mean, other than speed passing, it's not going to be doing much for him in this match. So here I'm going to go for a Rock Slide. He actually questioned after the battle why I stayed in here and why I went for Rock Slide, even though the Baton Pass was super obvious. It's just because I didn't really have another play. I could have maybe Toxic'd, but yeah, I probably should have Toxic'd here, but I felt like Rock Slide was just a pretty safe play, and you're going to see I do go for a Rock Slide here. And Serena is definitely not what I was expecting to receive the Speed Pass here, but it does make sense since he couldn't really go Mew with the potential of Toxic. So yeah, and the other reason I didn't go for Toxic is also because I could just live it. I was pretty confident I could live one hit from Mew, I mean, I could live one hit from Serena, as you can see, so I'm pretty sure I could take a hit from Mew. But I will be getting my Toxic up on the Serena here, which is very nice. Serena could be a pretty big threat in the late game. So I believe this turn I'm just going to go for a Rock Slide. It was kind of my only play. But it doesn't really matter what I went for, because he can just knock me out here with another one of those. So, yeah, you're going to see him go for a Power Whip here and knock out my Mudsdale. And here I'm going to make a really stupid play. Probably the stupidest play I think I've made on Wi-Fi so far over the 2 leagues I've played in. And I'm going to go Haxorus, which obviously gets outsped. For some reason, I don't know what it was. I don't know if I was tired when I was playing this game or what it was, but I thought he was +1 speed for some reason. And if he was +1, I would outspeed because of course I'm Scarfed, but he just goes for Player Off and kills me. I knew he had Player Off. I figured his set would probably be Power Whip, Player Off, Zen, and Knockoff or Spin. But, yeah, that was a huge choke. I really needed Haxorus for this late game, and that was a huge mistake. But now I'm going to bring out Venusaur, and I'm going to do what I originally should have gone for. I should have gone Venu first. I should have just clicked Synthesis. I'm clicking Synthesis since Zen's going to be doing quite a bit. Not too much, but it's going to be enough to where I probably should click Synthesis. And he shows me he doesn't have Zen. I'm so confused. Why did he bring... Like, I don't see why he didn't bring Zen. To me, it made no sense. It didn't even make much sense to bring Serena in the first place, because it just lost to Venusaur and Steeler. Mainly Steeler, because if it had Zen, it could potentially still beat Venusaur, but it doesn't. And I'm going to go for another Synthesis, just in case he wanted to go for Spin first, but actually does have Zen, but he doesn't. So that's terrible. That is incredibly bad for me, not having Haxorus at this point. But I do knock out Serena, which is nice. Zapdos does come back out here. And at this point, I'm in a really, really bad position, because all he is going to do here is just go for Agility and then pass to Mew. And I don't know how I stop Mew at this point. It's going to be really difficult to do. I actually go for a Sludge Bomb here. I didn't realize that's what I went for. But now I'm going to go for a Leech Seed. It was pretty obvious he was just going to pass to Mew here. It was easily his best play, as Mew can kind of body my team at this point. And, you know, there would be no reason not to Baton, because I could potentially knock you out with a Sludge Bomb plus Toxic. But out comes Mew, as I do get my Leech Seed up, which, I mean, that's at least something. Leech Seed gives me a potential chance to be able to beat Mew, which is something that I do like having. And here, I am going to just go for a Sludge Bomb. I realize I need as much damage as I can get. Nasty Plot's super obvious, and even if he doesn't do that, I don't believe without a Nasty Plot up, he could Oko Venusaur. So, that's good. We're going to get a good chunk off. Mew is now weakened below half. I really wish I got the poison here. That would have been so important. And now I'm going to switch out Venusaur, because I realize that Venusaur could be a really good endgame for me. There is a chance, if I beat this Mew, Venusaur should be able to wall out everything else. He's going to go for a Psyshock. This should never knock out my Delphox. Max Roll actually did 95 damage, and I get crit, which is terrible, because I needed every turn of Leech Seed I could get, and now I don't get that turn. So I'm going to send up my Florgs here, or Florges, and I'm just going to click, Protect, and this, on his end here, was, he went for Taunt. If I just Moonblasted, I just killed Mew. But I choked. I was so confused to why he went for Taunt. Because looking at my calc, I had no chance to live. I didn't even think about, you know, the fact I could have been defensive floor, just not Spadef, and I could have lived a Psyshock. But I try and go for the double protect. I don't get it, but that's going to knock out my Florges. That is so unfortunate. The taunt play made no sense to me in the game. I actually had to ask him after the game why he made that play, and then it kind of made sense after he told me. Had I gone for Moonblast there, I think I did. I'm pretty sure I could have just won with Venusaur at that point. Like, yeah. But here I have to go for my Ice Shard and hope Shard plus Hail is enough, and you're gonna see it definitely is not. And this Psyshock is easily gonna knock me out. So, yeah. You know, Slice Shock's also going to knock out Venusaur in the next turn, and that's going to be the whole game. You can see right there, he definitely was not in range of where one Leech Seed hit would have been it. So even if he didn't crit my Delphox, you know, he would have lived, and he would have just won on like a bit lower percent. But yeah, this match didn't go well at all. Mew just kind of 6-0'd my team on preview, and there wasn't much I could do about that, you know. You could say I could have brought Steeler. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, he was Electrium Z for Steeler, and nothing else on my team really took Mew on. Like, Mew bodied my team, and I don't know. I don't know what I could have done differently in this one to change, you know, change this outcome. Of course, there were some better plays I could have made in this game. You know, not going Haxorus, of course, was such an important play. Such a huge choke on my end. And had I not gone Haxorus, had I not sacked that off, then the crit on Delphox would have cost me this game. Because if I had Haxorus still, then I would have been able to get the tiny bit of leech damage the Delphox would have got for me, bringing him down to, I believe he was on 15% at the end of the game, so he would have been brought down to 3% instead though. And then when I had Florges, Venusaur, Alolan Ninetales, and Haxorus, I would have been able to protect once with Florges like I did, then sacked Haxorus, brought Florges back in, click Protect again, and then he would have been low enough to where Ice Shot Hail would kill. And from the sets he sent me after the game, it did look like Venusaur could beat the other three. Zapdos definitely couldn't have stopped me. Incin did not look like he could have stopped me. It had, I believe, only 4 attack investment, so I'm pretty sure I could have taken it on. And Cobalion's the one I don't know. The only way I feel like he could win with Cobalion would have been Iron Head Flinch. Like, that's the only way I actually believe he could have won the game had I played correctly and not got, you know, hacked as well my Delphox. But yeah, it would have sucked if I actually had played correctly with my Haxorus, not sacked it, and the crit cost me. But I'm kind of glad that I did make the wrong play, just so I didn't lose this game to Hax. I lost just because I'm bad at the game, and I just had no counters to Mew. So we're now 0-3, I do believe. Minus 9 now, I believe. So yeah, that's really bad. Next week I'm taking on John Jr. and the Portland Nightshaders. I'm actually unsure if he's 1-2 or 2-1. I know he was 1-1 after 2 weeks, but I don't know how his week 3 game went. So hopefully we can pick up a win there and change how this season is going. But yeah, that's going to be this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Goodbye.